Fox host Greg Gutfeld thinks it's perfectly okay for a teacher to have sex with her 16-year-old student.
This 38-year-old math teacher in California was once named Teacher of the Year, and I support that, was arrested and booked into jail for allegedly having sex with a 16-year-old male student. She's posted bail, but this is what bothers me. Why
The
did
fact that she had sex with a student?
No, that she went to jail for
Okay.
it. I'm sorry. Come on. 16-year-old guy would have died for that.
Wow. Okay. Now, just in case you didn't think that Fox hosts could get any creepier, they do. Wow. Now, looking at this in context. While the right wing is having discussion about how drag queens and members of the LGBTQ community, gay people, trans people specifically, are groomers and pedophiles coming after your children, Greg Gutfeld is saying to a 38-year-old woman that went and had sex with a child, a minor, totally fine. In fact, I'm jealous. I'm envious. Huh. It's beyond words.
Oh, my God. He admitted it.
But again, I want to show you another video here. So that's Gutfeld's reaction, and the other male members on the panel. Again, one of them tries to say, well, I'm not defending this, but I just don't think it's quite the same as if, for example, a male teacher did the same thing. That would be different. Yes, it would be different, but not fine, but different. Not the same thing. But let's hear from the women on the panel.
I am vehemently against banging kids.
That's okay. This is why. Okay, can we live in the real world?
I can't believe how many times I've had to say that just sitting in this chair.
No, let's live in the real world,
Actually,
Kat.
I've never had to say it any other time.
A
except for the
16-year-old
video
boy.
talking to
Okay, 16-year-old boy with like a hot teacher. What was the Van Halen song? Hot for Teacher. Yeah. That was written about this. Am I right to say that it is an unfair comparison to do the female to male teacher, like a male teacher, 38-year-old, creepy, female, heroic?
Yeah, well, unless, of course...
You're disgusting.
Would you be okay with it if she self-identified as 16?
Yeah.
No.
I agree with Kat. Like, you shouldn't. The idea that a teacher is sleeping with such a young student is just wholly inappropriate.
I don't condone it. I just envy it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, why not me?
Well, there it is. There it is. What? Why is it not me? Wow. No, what this is, it's that it's wrong no matter what. In every situation, it is wrong. Is it so difficult to be consistent? Logically consistent. Again, if your main thing is we have to stop the trans people that are being the groomers and they're grooming our children, you also can't be like, oh, yes, that 38-year-old woman having sex with that 16-year-old boy in the class. Way to go. Way to go, buddy. No, it's not consistent at all. But see, they don't have to be logically consistent or consistent at all. By the way, it's not that they are actually going after groomers. Again, if they were going after actual groomers, then they would be talking about the Catholic Church. They would be talking about the vast majority of white cis men who happen to be the ones that are predators, sexual predators. Now, in some cases, in this case, for example, happens to be a woman. Yes, there are women that can be predators as well. Yes, there are women that can be pedophiles as well. There are women that can be groomers as well. It doesn't happen as often as white cis males, but it does happen. And guess what? Those women should also be treated the same way as other predators, because a predator is a predator. It doesn't matter. There is no difference and should be no difference in the law. It's statutory rape. That's it. Doesn't matter if it's a male fantasy. That's a fantasy. This is reality. In reality, it is rape. That's it. A 16-year-old is not able to consent with a 38-year-old. If you're going to try to do this weird double standard because you wish that it's happening to you, that's just gross. It's just gross. And again, aside from the age difference and the fact that, again, you can't consent if you're a minor, there's also the issue of a power imbalance. Here you have a teacher, a person in a position of power with a minor. It's just wrong. And again, there's the hypocrisy, which is the worst thing. The right wing is crusading against transgender people, calling them groomers, pedophiles, etc., saying that they're the ones that are having sex with children. But yet, again, when an adult cis woman has sex with a minor, they defend her. Now, and again, they admit that, of course, if it was a man, then it would be creepy. But if it's a woman, then she's a hero. No. Look, the entire we hate groomers discourse bullshit going on the right wing is just that. It's bullshit. Gutfeld is not able to take a principled stance for 2 seconds at all. Again, at least the women on the panel did, and good for them. And again, but you point out sexism as well, members of the chat. You're right. This is a sexism on display as well. You see, a woman can't ever be a predator. It's always the man, right? It's always the man that's the predator. But when it's a woman, then of course, that's the hero. That's the male fantasy. No, it is total sexism. And again, that weird double standard that we have. But as far as the crowd goes, the people in that crowd that were cheering, they're telling you exactly who they are. They don't care about protecting children. They never did. The whole point here is to eliminate transgender people from existence. They continue to admit it, that's what they're doing. That's the only reason that now they're claiming to be against groomers and pedophiles is just to, again, go after trans people by falsely equating them to being the predators. They're not. They're often the victims.